everybody, Chosen here with an update for the 6.2 stats, gear, and enchants. So, in the previous stat, gear, and enchant video, we went over the best way to gear and enchant for each of the specs, Beast Mastery, Survival, and Marksman. Well, I wanted to make a little bit of an update here because a lot of people have experimented and opinions have changed a little bit when it comes to Beast Mastery, and I now have pretty freaking... I took my gearing a little more seriously because gearing is really important, and sometimes I'm very lazy with it. A lot of the time I'm like, you know, when I'm fully geared to the end of the season, I'll worry about min-maxing and all that, you know, getting totally optimized. But now that I've gotten pretty full gear, or at least when I was getting closer to it, I started taking my gearing a little more seriously and trying to optimize, and I have pretty insane stats for Beast Mastery right now. So I wanted to go over the updated priority. So it is still going to be for Marksman, for example. Versatility would still be your best stat, and I believe crit and then maybe Mastery would be your next best stats, although all the stats are kind of meh outside of, you know, Versatility for Marksman because of the way that crit and multi-strike are weaker in PvP than in PvE. So all the stats are pretty similar after Versatility, but I would say Versatility, then crit, and then everything else. So then Survival and Beast Mastery have very similar stats because their primary source of damage increase would be from Mastery, whereas, you know, Marksman has a Mastery damage increase, but it's a clunky Mastery for PvP since it makes you stand still. But Mastery for Survival and BM is amazing. However, the stat priority has always been Versatility is our best stat as hunters. Now, this might still be true overall, even for BM, it's hard to say. But I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm like, screw Versatility, I don't care how much damage I take anymore, because I know on paper it seems like, hey, hunters are trained almost every game. They're one of everybody's favorite kill targets, right? So stacking Versatility increases damage and reduces damage taken, so that seems great, right? But the problem is, no matter how much Versatility I stack, it doesn't seem to help. No matter what against the comps that destroy me, I'm gonna die no matter what it seems if I don't get a kill pretty quickly. For instance, if you're fighting God comp, as most hunter comps, you know, you're not going to last that long. You're going to run out of deterrences, your healer's going to run out of cooldowns for you, and you're going to end up dying. And it seems like rushing down and ending games quickly is the better way to go right now. So the primary purpose of this update is to tell you that I think stacking Mastery for BM is more important because you get a pretty huge amount of damage out of Mastery. The scaling of Mastery and Versatility is a lot closer for Survival, so I still think Versatility is just as good, if not better, for Survival, because you don't get a substantial amount more damage for every 100, you know, Mastery points, for instance. But with BM, the Mastery scales a lot higher than Survival, and it scales higher than Versatility's damage increase. So I think stacking Mastery for BM is the way to go. So now, to show you, now that I have my gear sorted out, I just wanted to show you what I consider the perfect gear set for BM. I think I've looked up a lot of other high-rated hunters on US and looked at their gear, and I haven't found anybody that actually has higher Mastery and Versatility than me right now. So, you know, I got pretty lucky with the RNG drops from Ashran and RBGs, so this is pretty amazing as far as gear goes, and I wanted to share it with you. Alright, so here is my gear, now that I've pretty much fine-tuned it and got almost exactly what I want. But another main point of this video, by the way, is to tell you that the 4-piece bonus is not necessary. Now, most people already know for Survival that it is not necessary to have the 4-piece bonus. It's pretty marginal. You gain passive damage increase versus the stacking on Black Arrows. So the 4-piece for Survival, most people don't take. But for BM, I severely overrated it in the past. After thinking about all the situations in which the 4-piece bonus might actually come into play, there's actually not that many compositions where they're going to use AoE effects and CC or pet that will translate into diminished CCs on you. It actually will never happen. For instance, if you're fighting an RMD, they are literally never going to stun your pet, so that's never going to help you have shorter stun durations on yourself, and they're usually just killing you. So even if your pet runs into a Ring of Frost, DRing yourself on poly won't matter because you're virtually always the kill target as a hunter. So, long story short, the 4-piece bonus isn't really worth it. I have not noticed missing it at all since I've been playing without it lately. Now, I have pretty incredible stats. 69% Mastery unbuffed, and this is not in a PvP zone, which means it's going to be even higher when I zone into an arena or a battleground or something. So outside of PvP, and unbuffed, I have 69% mastery and 12% versatility. These are some pretty awesome numbers. This is higher than any other, geared hunter that I've seen so far that I've looked up on the armory and stuff. So this is pretty optimal. So let me show you the pieces that I'm running with. To maintain my 2-piece set bonus, which is important, and get your primary stat, which is mastery, I get the helmet and the gloves. Both have mastery, both are awesome, and this will help you maintain the 2-piece bonus, which is great. And then, of course, you get the neck with mastery, and for these other pieces, versatility, mastery, shoulders are the best in slot. Crit, mastery, chest would be the best in slot if you're giving up the 4-piece bonus, and the versatility, mastery, legs. So you're getting a lot of mastery and versatility by giving up the 4-piece bonus. And then all my off pieces have mastery and or versatility on them. I also have the agility mastery accolade, which I don't know the math behind it, but I've heard that this is the best also for passive damage increase. Of course, the on-use trinket is also really good for BM because it fits perfectly with your crows and bestial wrath 1-minute cooldown timer. So an on-use trinket is definitely not bad either. I'm not sure which is better, but this is more of a passive constant damage increase, whereas the on-use trinket is more of a, hey, every 1 minute I'm going to go super ham. So the on-use might actually be better, so we'll see. I'll experiment with it more later. But anyway, if you give up the 4-piece bonus, you can literally have mastery on every single item. Currently, my belt and my bracers I don't have mastery on, but that's because, well, I bought this because I was playing marksman a lot, and versatility and crit is good for all specs to an extent. And this I got for free really early on before they changed what you could get from the boxes. So next week after I get my cap, I'll have enough points to replace both of them and have even more mastery. And I'll have something like, I don't know, 73 to 75% unbuffed mastery. That's pretty freaking nuts. I will lose a little versatility, but that's still huge. So this is how you want to gear for the most part, besides maybe changing the trinket. And you'll have mastery on every single piece, you'll have lots of versatility, and you will do some crazy damage. I've noticed an incredible damage increase since optimizing my gear like this, so highly recommended, and that's the main point of this video. Also, to correct myself and prevent any confusion, earlier I said the crit versatility belt I got is good for all specs. I meant the versatility part is good for all specs, not the crit. That's only good for marksman. But anyway, guys, that is it for this guide on the update. So the main thing is feel free to give up your 4-piece and try to get as much mastery as you can for BM, and you might see a nice hefty damage increase like I have felt. As always, just trying to keep my homies at Skill Capped informed. Thanks for watching as usual, and peace out.